This programme was made with the support of the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland.
With pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring. From the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing, Ireland is there for you and me.
The beauty of the Irish countryside is, it's really impressive.
We have scenery to die for.
A lot of natural beauty and a lot of history.
It has always been good being in Ireland.
And I really like Ireland, and my favourite country in the world.
It's very relaxing. It's very good for the soul, quite honestly. I like to stay in the small towns, the coastal villages.
The spiritual side of this place really does hit home.
It's just fabulous. It's so peaceful and gorgeous.
I feel so welcome. I didn't expect to feel this welcome. I feel like I could have a friend. Anybody down the street, I could have a friend, and that's a nice feeling.
It's just beautiful. I love it. It's a little bit of paradise.
I'm Paul Wright and welcome to the 6th programme of On Your Bike, the series which celebrates those people and places we encounter on our cycle odyssey along Ireland's western seaboard. In our last programme, we cycled from Listowel in North Kerry to Kilrush in County Clare. Now, staying with Kilrush, well, here's what happened me next.
Talking with a good man here now, first of all, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners and just tell them where we're situated at the moment? I'm still in Kilrush.
So I'm Dr. Simon Barrow, and my role here is the project manager of the Shannon Dolphin and Wildlife Foundation. And what we've done is set up, an organisation to try and pull together stakeholders who have an interest in the dolphins in the estuary, because still a lot of people don't know that the Shannon estuary is the most important habitat for dolphins in Ireland. And the reason for that is that we have resident dolphins. So it's not just dolphins that are here all year round, it's the same individual dolphins that live here. And they have up to 6 or 7 calves are born every year. And it's the only known resident group in Ireland, and it's the only site in Ireland protected for dolphins, and it's one of maybe 15 or 20 in the whole of Europe. So I keep adding this up, but what it says obviously is the Shannon is a very important place for dolphins. And what we'd like to do is we want to protect the habitat and conserve the population. But also there's a vibrant dolphin watching industry here in the Shannon in West Clare, and there's a heavily industrialised estuary. So what we're trying to do is make sure that all the different interests work together to ensure that we can all have industry, tourism, and good conservation.
Look, Simon, just how many dolphins are actually in the estuary? What's a rough approximation of the population?
I mean, it's an easy question to ask and a hard one to answer. Counting dolphins can be tricky. So what we use is a technique called photo ID, where you go out on a trip around the estuary and you photograph all the dolphins you see, and about half of them have unique markings on them, just like a fingerprint that are unique to that individual, so you know it as an individual. And you go out again and you photograph more dolphins, and you'll see some that you saw on the first trip. And if you do that many, many times, you build up a catalogue of individually recognisable dolphins, and you can put it into a model which tells you the abundance of the marked individuals. And the numbers come out to answer a question longly, about 120, 130, 140. But we have over 200 that we've recognised individually in our catalogue. But that's been built up over the last 17 years. So obviously some of those dolphins have died and some of the dolphins are born. So we reckon that's probably a reasonable estimate, about 120, 130 dolphins. And they're resident, remember, they're here all year round.
My God, and that would be a good population of dolphins in a European perspective and even in a global perspective.
Well, it would, but what's more interesting, and as we do more work we find out more, and it makes it actually even more special, is that we've never found a Shannon dolphin outside the Shannon, okay? We've photographed the bottlenose dolphins, say, off Galway Bay, from all coasts, and you'll like this. We have matched dolphins from Galway, Donegal, Antrim, Kerry, Cork and Dublin to the same animals. So pictures we've had of dolphins in Dublin Bay, we've seen the same individual dolphins in Galway Bay, Donegal Bay, Antrim and all that, but we've never found a Shannon dolphin outside the Shannon. And new work just being published shows that the Shannon dolphins has some genetic discreteness, which means that they actually don't breed with dolphins outside the Shannon. And we're thinking, how does this mechanism work? What stops a dolphin swimming out the Shannon, popping up to Galway Bay, breeding, and even coming back if they want to, but they don't seem to do that, which means that the population is even more important. It's probably discrete to the Shannon. So 120, 130 dolphins isn't that many for a discrete population. And if there was a virus or a pollution, and you lost 10 or 20 dolphins, that would have a catastrophic effect on the population. So we do need to mind it and be careful. But also it shows that we need to learn more and more, not just about dolphins in the Shannon, but dolphins and whales in all Irish waters, so that we can protect the habitat and conserve them, for the future.
It's unbelievable. So literally there that amount of diverse, dolphin populations. But beggars belief. Simon, it kind of beggars belief. You'd never expect it. I never knew that until you just said it there now.
Well, the interesting thing is I wouldn't have believed it a few years ago either, and I started this project in 1993. You tend to have ideas in your head, and not you go out to get the evidence to back up your ideas, but you have to have a hypothesis. In fact, Aoife, who you were talking to downstairs, she's just written up her fourth year project. She was working at GMIT with me here, and she shows that I thought there was an upriver dolphin population and a downriver dolphin population, and certainly in the summer the upriver stayed upriver and the downriver stayed downriver, but she showed me now that it's not the case. The dolphin you see downriver one day could be upriver the next day. A dolphin you see with one individual today would be in a different individual tomorrow, and they kind of mix. So all the dolphins within the estuary spend time with each other, which is fantastic, and also means that we have to manage the estuary population in its entirety, because one that's basically they use the whole estuary and they all meet each other. It's what we call a fission fusion society, where all dolphins sort of spend time with each other. Aoife, she's a gas woman altogether. She's from Northside, Dublin. And when she was 6, she told her parents, I want to work on whales and dolphins, okay? I want to work on dolphins, And here she is now, working with me this summer. And we were out there a few weeks ago. We had to do a 5 o'clock start because to get in the weather before it turned windy, and I think it rained on us, and it was kind of 6 o'clock in the morning. It was being rained on out in the Shannon estuary, and Aoife looked a bit glum. I said, "Geez, Seema, you're living the dream, aren't you?"
Brilliant. I'm from North Dublin as well.
North Dublin. So you should ask her. I mean, here she is, 6 years old. She's living in her house in North Dublin, saying, "I want to work on dolphins." They all thought she was mad. Her parents and her family and her friends, and here she is now working on dolphins in Ireland and getting a lot of experience, and she's very good at what she does.
And after my chat with Simon in the Shannon and Dolphin Wildlife Foundation, situated in Kilrush town, I next hopped on my bike to continue my cycle odyssey along Ireland's western seaboard.
With the pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring. From the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing, Ireland is there for you and me.
Now I'm after been cycling along all the way from Kilrush, past through Clare, if I'm correct, and also Clare, and I'm just on the outskirts of the hinterland of Quilty here, and I was passing by on the bicycle, saw some donkeys in a field, and I said, wow, this looks very, very interesting. I said, I might as well just chance my arm here now, and lo and behold, I have a willing interviewee here. Do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Hello, Martin Cunningham.
Now, Martin, we're here in you have a stud farm here, am I correct? Westside Stud.
I do.
And what goes on here, Martin?
It's equine. We service mares for the breeding industry. We have several different breeds here of stallions, and we facilitate the locality for the horse breeder.
Right, and would you have people coming from all over the area and everywhere?
You would, and different counties, many counties.
As far as the north of Ireland, everywhere?
Yeah, depending on how good your stallion might be.
Right, fantastic. Now, you were also saying about the lore of the farm. You moved in the 70s. What was it like moving into the farmstead here? You were telling me the previous owners were very, very interesting, lovely people.
They were the old characters of our country, of Ireland. They had their apple orchard, and they had their vegetable garden, and they kept their pig. And there was nothing to waste. There was a job for the rainy day, and good characters, and loved their few pints of Guinness, and good storytelling. And the couple, they were very united. They loved each other so much. You could see it, the love between the old couple day in, day out. And there's the old rural Ireland which is gone today.
I mean, like Martin, you know, you can't help. I mean, I'm cycling along on the bicycle there, and you're seeing doors open and everything. God, the country has changed a lot, hasn't it? I mean, the last 30, and even my lifetime of a generation, 30 years.
Oh, it has changed because I think the first and second generation that have just passed are different. They're different kind of. Well, I won't say breed of people, but they're, I don't know. It's just the old character, the old way of life is the rural turf and the haymaking and the old farming way seems to be dying out because we're faster and a more, you know, multicultural European society that we have, and you know, it's a pity. I love to keep the old rural Ireland. I love going a courting, as we say, and you know, meeting your neighbours, and you don't have to have a big session of drink, but it's nice now. We kill a pig ourselves now. We have a pig on at the moment now. We'll have two pigs here that would have been bought maybe a month ago, and we'll have them for Christmas. So that'll be shared out within the neighbours, and it brings people together, and it's just to keep a bit of the old rural Ireland in us.
That's fantastic. As to say down my neck of the woods, South County Clare, we love frying the bacon. That's it. And there's nothing like it, I'll tell you.
The pork steak is what they love the first night, and then my mother-in-law will make the black pudding out of the blood. So it's a great way of life, and we'll have bacon. We'll have bacon for 6 months.
Now, Martin, we're just coming down here now to look at the bottoms, the pigs that we were just talking about, and God, I tell you one thing, how can words describe that smell? They're not too, actually, it's amazing. Somebody was saying to me, pigs are a very, very clean animal, against all the myths and stereotypes.
Indeed, they are. They'll always keep one side for the bedding, and they'll litter on the opposite side, and themselves, if you can see them, they're here in front of you. They'll keep as clean as could be, and there's not a bit of dirt in them or a bit of muck.
How old are those pigs, Martin?
Those pigs now would be 3 months old. 3 months old, and you'd kill them at 6 or 7 months, depending on what you'd like in weight, you know, yourself. If you like a lean pig or a fat pig, but a lot of people would keep them on to about 20-22 stone. But about 16-17 stone is how we like to kill them.
One of them now is actually licking me toe. It's an exclusive, world exclusive for myself. Could I get the interview with the pig there? You couldn't get him to... God, I'll tell you what, they're a beautiful animal, aren't they?
Oh, they are indeed.
They're very, very big for 3 months, aren't they?
They're very big. But you'd watch them grow, you know, thrive day by day. They thrive so fast.
Wow, yeah. It's unbelievable. And what are you feeding them?
Well, there's pig meal. You buy pig meal in the bar, which has all different types of vitamins, and you can give them slops. What I like to feed them is apples. That kind of cures the meat and sweetens the meat over the process of getting them ready for the kill.
So whatever you put in is what is the goodness that you'll get out eventually.
Keeping them organic, no antibiotics. Keeping them organic and fresh water, and keep them well fed, and you'll produce a nice pig, a nice bit of bacon. Home cured bacon is what we do here.
We'll cycle boreens, cycle highways, meet friendly kind folk down every byway to tell us stories of their own lives, living in the beauty of this country.
I was interviewing Martin up there in Westside Stud, just outside Quilty. I've arrived into Quilty, I'm off the bike, and I'm standing beside two good people here. First of all, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Yeah, it's Mervyn and Lizzie Congdon from Falmouth in Cornwall.
Hello, I'm Lizzie.
That's great. And Mervyn and Lizzie, now, how long are you touring around Ireland for yourselves?
3 weeks, but we've got a very special reason for being here. We came to Ireland 4 years ago on honeymoon and spent some time on the Ring of Kerry. And we're both fortunate enough to be able to have travelled the world in most places, and each time we've gone to a country we've looked at it and done it and seen it and said, I don't think we'll bother to go back here, but it's been nice, it really has. But when we came 4 years ago to Kerry, we stayed at a place, I won't give the name of the thing for what's the Caradaniel, just outside of there, and we fell in love with the people, the place, and this is the first time we've ever said that we'll come back again, and here we are now 4 years later.
That's fantastic. Wow. And Lizzie, I mean, can you add to that?
Well, yes, we just fell in love with the people here. They were all so kind. We stayed last night and the night before in the same inn, that we stayed in during our honeymoon, and the lady that runs it, called Katie, made us feel so welcome and greeted us as long lost friends. So it was just beautiful, and the scenery is just amazing, just absolutely amazing.
Well, the ring of Kerry and all around there is, I couldn't agree with you more, you know, it's gorgeous, absolutely. So it was really kind of, I won't say reeling in the years, but reeling in the last 4 years, so to speak, you know, the if you want to call it the 4th anniversary of your marriage. Fantastic.
Yes, and we decided that in 4 years' time we hope to come back again, because we just love it so much. But we're going to go to Galway, because we've been recommended it by Irish people, and then we are going to
Achill Island, is it?
Achill Island,
County Mayo, great.
Mayo, yes.
Fantastic. And folks, can you just try and give maybe there's a nice tractor going by there now, you know, no need for sound effects in this programme. And just, we're here now just in Quilty. Can you just give them a word picture? We're looking out right on the shorefront here. Just, Lizzie, try and give a word picture just to our listeners of what we're actually looking at here, the panorama.
Right, well, we were just looking actually at the seabirds, because we were saying where we live, it's full of seabirds, full of oyster catchers and seagulls. So we've been looking at them and wondering what they were catching, and looking around, it reminded us a little bit of Cornwall, although the rocks in Cornwall are higher. We were looking at the sand, thinking what creatures might be living in there, whether there were any mussels, and then we decided, well, perhaps the rocks are so low that you wouldn't get mussels here. And we were looking out at the islands that we could see in the distance, and on my map it seems to say it's called Mutton Island, and I wondered why it got that name. But it's really beautiful just standing here gazing out at the sea, which is quite tranquil today. So,
and what about the distance there, the far off distance? What have we got in the distance, Lizzie?
Oh, the beautiful mountains. We were just saying there's two things in this life that we both love. One is the sea and the other is the mountains. And when you've got both together, well, it's an ideal situation. Absolutely beautiful.
That's fantastic. And, you know, it's amazing, but your own part of the world as well, Cornwall. I mean, what can you say? Gorgeous. I mean, you know, I have friends that walked and they said it's just beautiful.
There's one thing lacking in Cornwall. It's just one word. Guinness. Where we come from in Falmouth in Cornwall, it's a good example, our local newspaper, I won't say the name of it, but every time I picked it up and read it, there was always people whinging. This is local people whinging. And I got so tired of it one day, this is not so very long ago, I wrote to the newspaper and said, for heaven's sake, Falmouthians, stop whinging. Go and live in Africa for a couple of years. Go over the border and live in Devon, or go up to Scotland or wherever you for a couple of years and see what life is like elsewhere. Then come back to Falmouth and then tell me what you think of it.
It's fantastic. You know, I often say the same about
I'll put my soapbox away now.
Good man, good man. Oh, no, absolutely. Well, look, if you can't do it on this programme, and we will facilitate the voice of the people, the revolutionary masses, to the barricades. But look, I just want to say,
Colonel Bisviken.
That's exactly on that revolutionary note. By the way, the next drink you're buying now, okay? And I want that brown envelope quickly. But just on that revolutionary note, thanks a million, Mervyn and Lizzie, and best of luck in your travels.
Well,
and congratulations again on your 4th anniversary of your honeymoon.
Thank you very much indeed, and bye for now.
And thank you very much. Thank you for Ireland for such a lovely holiday and meeting such lovely people, especially Kate at the Scariff. Absolutely superb. Thank you.
I'm here now, I'm just after cycling up. I was in the rock shop in Liscannor where they sell Liscannor stone artefacts, and we're near the Liscannor quarries. We're about 5 miles, to my knowledge, from the Cliffs of Moher, coming from Lahinch direction. And I just bumped into two people on the old Boreen here down the road to a beach, Cloghine Beach. That's what a local told me a few miles back. And first of all, do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello, my name is Craig.
And I'm Sam.
Now, where are you from, Craig and Sam?
I was born in New Zealand, but I guess I grew up in Australia.
And I was born in northeast New South Wales in Australia, a place called Byron Bay.
Wow. And just Sam and Craig, you're actually hitchhiking around Ireland as well. You were just saying that you hitched from Dingle up to West County, South Clare here. And what kind of people are picking you up now and giving you lifts?
Oh, all sorts of people, you know. Even, I mean, haven't been really that young. Most of them have kind of been maybe 40 plus, I presume. And a lot of them say that they used to hitchhike when they were younger, so that was maybe an incentive of why to pick up. And they would always say, you know, we don't see many hitchhikers around anymore, so maybe, I don't know, they want to...
They can empathise with the trot. It's no joke hitchhiking. I used to do it myself years ago, and you're stuck on the side of the road for 3 hours.
Yeah. But we've met all sorts of characters. One lady just offered us a lift and said we could camp in her backyard, and then we ended up having dinner with them that night and glass of wine and and then pancakes in the morning, and just really, yeah. And then she went into Waterford that day, so she took us over there, and another lady dropped us around this really beautiful part that I don't know if we would have found if it, you know, just regular tourists, and around a beautiful part where there's a private beach, and we came over in the morning and, you know, invited us over for tea, and just, yeah, really lovely.
And, you know, it's those type of magic encounters, chance encounters, that really make, you know, a holiday. It's not the official tour guide kind of, you know, spots to see. It's the chance encounters that kind of stick out in the mind's eye. Would I be right there?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And just completely unplanned, so don't really know where we're going to stay the next night, so it's kind of nice knowing that. And sometimes you get lucky and have such beautiful views. Like, we stayed on Bray Head around the coast of Kerry there, looking over the Skelligs, and it was just really beautiful. And then some other nights it's not, you know, as picturesque, but
wow,
yeah.
That's fantastic. You know, folks, the best hotels in the world couldn't give you those views.
Yeah. You pay a lot for it too.
Absolutely. I think, now you said on a shoestring, that's the motto, isn't it?
For me, I've just been grounding myself with Yidaki. I take this thing around and give it a blow, and it just...
You actually have... What's that instrument you have there now?
It's a Yidaki. I think
it's an Aborigine.
Yeah, it's didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo, wow. And can you actually play that for us now, Craig? Could you? Yeah, I mean, it would be great to get some didgeridoo sounds on the programme. Do you want to fire ahead there and give it a shot there? That would be fantastic. You are good. They're a very, very difficult instrument to play. Very difficult. I've talked with friends and they've tried to learn how to play. You are a real expert. That is fantastic. How long have you been playing this for? And how long did it take you to learn it, Craig?
Well, it's a constant learning. I've probably been playing 8 or 9 years or so.
It tells you're a pure professional. It's very obvious.
Like a novice, though, you know. I've seen some amazing Indigenous people playing in the north of Australia in different ceremonies and whatnot, and you can get 3 or 4 different sounds and things happening at once, which is a lot of practice to kind of get those different rhythms intersecting.
Just Sam, you were just saying to me there that, I mean, just getting back to the character that you've met on the road. There was one gentleman down in Valencia now who gave you loads of salmon. Tell us about this.
Yeah, we went to go book the boats out to the Skelligs, and we're hanging around the port there, and this one fisherman came up and was just sort of telling us where we can go to do that, and then at the last minute he just sort of said, "Oh, I've got some, you know, fresh smoked salmon that just can't get through it all, and I was just going to chuck it out, but if you guys would like some," we just thought, Yeah, sure, why not? You know.
I won't say no to some fresh smoked salmon. Wow.
Yeah, it was really nice. I've never had smoked salmon like this. It was really amazing. And then there was another guy that gave us a lift down to Hook Head, and we were got to talking, and he's a musician and a flute player, and we sort of showed him our fife, and he had a little go at it, and then he had a CD, and he just ended up giving us that, and he actually asked if we could get him some gigs in London or in Australia. I
think they call it networking.
Yeah, I don't really have those connections, but you know.
That's brilliant. And you actually have the CD there, do you?
Yeah.
Craig.
Oh, so we'll give him a plug. Brian Dunning, Puck Fair, which we dropped into in
Kilorgan, that's right.
Yeah, we had no idea, and we just hitch in, and then it was just this mad town going crazy, and we just stumble upon them raising this goat up. Like, what have we walked into?
What was it like?
Well, everyone started singing these traditional songs, and the street was really narrow, and I found it quite interesting because it almost felt like it brought back a real small town kind of tradition of this, like, pagan fair it is, and still singing songs, and I thought, this is nice, like, to hear this or to experience this, and then you see this goat with all we could see was the horns from the cage being was rising up maybe about 5 meters or something off the ground, 10 meters, and everyone's singing these songs and so festive and so happy that he's risen up, and I kind of felt a bit sorry for the goat.
And then I think the drinking started, and we went to. Apparently, it gets a bit rowdy, so we got a lift out. Luckily, with a local baker from Killarney, and he just dropped us off at the Gap of Dunlow, which is a pretty nice spot out of the way to camp. And a few midgies though, just the tip kind of smashed us the next morning.
Well, I tell you one thing, folks, you're getting in all the scenic parts. I mean, no, he just dropped us off at the Gap of Dunlow, which happens just to be one of the most beautiful scenic spots in this country. Wow.
It was good. It was nice. It was pretty special.
And to hear more exciting travel adventures, then make sure to catch our next number 7 programme in this 13-part On Your Bike series, when we'll be talking with Arizonian roses on the Cliffs of Moher and lots more. This programme was made with the support of the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland, song by Cliff Wedgbury. From myself, Paul Wright, bye for now.
With pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring, from the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing. Ireland is there for you and me, from Mount Escall to Inishowen, from Dalkey Island to Inishboffin, from Carrontool to Lugnaquilla. Ireland is there to ramble free. We'll climb the mountains, swim the rivers, surf the high tide up near Bundoran, set our mainsail towards the Shannon, or see the hookers race off Spittle Shore. On Blasket Island we'll walk the White Strand and see where Peg drew her inspiration. Near Ennis Diamond we'll stand on high rocks, those proud and majestic Cliffs of Moher. We'll climb the steps of Skellig Michael, gaze with wonder as dolphins play, where holy true men knelt in obedience to feel the wind as prayers were said each day. From holy places to friendly faces, with glasses clinking and ballads singing, the prayers are rhyming with church bells chiming. Ireland is here for you and me. A kindly greeting from old friends meeting, for life is fleeting 'neath this Irish sky. Hear the fiddle playing with the old ones sing.